Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is the Thursday, August 8th edition, 2024 edition of the KubeStellar community meeting. Hope you're all staying cool wherever you are located. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, well, I'd rather change places with you right now. Anyway, so if you're looking to get involved with KubeStellar in any way, shape, or form, suggest you go out to kubestellar.io/join us. I'm highlighting it here. You can use join_us or join us. That's a Google group. You join the Google group, you will again get access to this agenda where you can make updates, put items on there that you'd like to speak about at community meetings. And you'll also get, as a bonus, you'll get a reminder and an invite to our regular bi-weekly meetings. And that's where you can talk about the items that you add to said agenda. So anyway, that'll about do it for that introduction. If you want to watch this video, you're probably already watching this video. It's we're at kubestellar.io/TV. That's or at KubeStellar on YouTube. Okay, so as we are members of the CNCF's Sandbox project, and as such, we abide by a contributor code of conduct. So I'll go ahead and read it here to begin the meeting. As contributors and maintainers in the CNCF community, and in the interest of, wait, are we recording? Did I press record, guys? Oh, yes, I did. Okay. As contributors and maintainers in the CNCF community and in the interest of fostering an open and welcoming community, we pledge to respect all people who contribute through reporting issues, posting feature requests, updating documentation, submitting pull requests or patches, and other activities. We are committed to making participation in the CNCF community a harassment-free experience for everyone, regardless of level of experience, gender identity and expression, sexual orientation, disability, personal appearance, body size, ethnicity, race, age, religion, or nationality. Basically, it just says, please be nice to each other. If you don't want to be recorded at this point, please turn off your microphone or turn off your video. If you don't want to be recorded at all, please drop the call altogether and just watch the replay. We're on the August 8th, 2024 section of the meeting agenda. Please go ahead and add your name to the attendee list if you're here and present would like to be recorded as such. Okay, let's get things underway. I know there's been a lot of activity, flurry of activities going back and forth in PRs and issues, but from what I understand at this point, this is the current synopsis of where we are. So I know there's a create-only bit that's being built into the project, something that we had that was supported in 0.14 and had recently been resurrected as a requirement as part of job distribution for AI workloads. Does anybody have an update on the create-only bit, how far along we are in terms of progress?
I think that work is being led by Maroon, and he's not here, so I'll try to speak for it. It's been broken into several pieces, but I do think it's mostly there. I think there's some more work that could be done on polishing the how the controller works internally, but the functionality, I'm sorry, I was mixing that up with the combined status. Okay, the create only I'm working on, and that got entangled with something else that's on the agenda way at the bottom, which is the merging the OCM transport plugin repo into the main KubeStellar repo. And once that's done, and Nir is working on that, and he's not here either, but once that's done, that's the bulk of what remains.
Okay. Very good. Okay. I guess probably a good time to talk through that because I don't know how many people understand that. So would you walk us through real quick what the combination of, how the combination of the KS OCM and KS repos was an idea that was hatched and what we intend to accomplish as a result of it?
Sure. Yeah, well, we've always had some uncomfortableness with the current situation, which is that the project is split into multiple GitHub repos, or Git repos on GitHub. And this has caused some pain, particularly when you get to dependencies and documentation. We have, testing and documentation, we have a dependency cycle. The OCM transport plugin repo depends on the KubeStellar repo, and the KubeStellar repo depends on the OCM transport plugin repo. We have been following a staggered release strategy, such that every time there's a release of one, there's going to make a release of the other, which would make a cycle, except we just kind of stop it after going around a few times. And it's not great. And we've talked about ways of dealing with it. One way would be to split the KubeStellar repo into 2 or more layers. Another would be to merge the 2 repos. And we started on the splitting work, but we decided that the merging work would be simpler. Now, the reason that we had the OCM transport plugin repo separate was we wanted to demonstrate and maintain the fact that it's possible for a plugin to be outside of the KubeStellar repo. And we decided that that's not worth the pain. So I think it's still possible to write a transport plugin that is outside the repo. So anyway, that's where we're at.
Okay, that's good. That's good color. Thank you. Transport plugin development is not hindered by the monorepo.
Monorepo is a little different. It's a technical idea where I won't debate that. That's not the point here.
Yeah, I'll just put it in combined repo.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. Thank you, Mike, for the color. All right. The all-in-one deployment script was in PR last we spoke. I think it was approved. I don't know that it's yet exercised, not yet exercised in documentation, or not yet documented. To do. Jonathan. Is he on here? No. All right. So I met with Jonathan Bao, the intern that actually created that deployment script or cobbled it together just yesterday. So I will remind him that it would be good for him as a follow-on to have some supported documentation that actually leads users to be able to use it. Okay. Performance testing. Braulio, anything you would like to comment on here?
Sure. Last week I submitted a PR to update our instructions. And the repo for the monitoring tools. Before we had some old architecture using Ansible playbooks on AWS. Update to with the latest script using of course the latest version of KubeStellar. And to install the monitoring tools and configure them. They are again just repeating Pyroscope, Prometheus, and Grafana, and this PR was reviewed by Mike and was already mentioned in the repo. Now I push it and I'm working on the most recent PR that provided the documentation, how to install and configure those tools. As well as providing instructions and how to upload Grafana graphs to see which metrics where we are collecting and monitoring from the KubeStellar control plane components on the WGS spaces. And I got some I have some recent comments from Mike on that PR, so I'm gonna add others them today and push it for one more review. So I don't know, Mike, do you have anything to add on this top? Because
we maybe mention that we've also been working on updating Helm charts and other installation stuff to support users in general who want to use the observability available for scraping Prometheus metrics and the /debug/pprof. Your work has exposed the fact that those are interesting things to do in general. And so we want to support all the users who want to do that.
Yeah, thank you, Mike. Yeah, that's all from my side on this.
Thank you, Braulio. Thank you, Mike. Okay. Franco, let's have you go next. I don't know what you've been. I haven't been reading your back and forth closely enough. But I think there was some issues that you were taking care of with. Was it related to Helm?
Indirectly, I think it was more direct related to some of the cluster roles of the
Oh, right.
KubeStellar controller. They were related to the work that Braulio was mentioning, right? So there were some permissions that were needed to enable some ports also to be open to enable this work for the metrics. So I think that's concluded. All the PR have merged. I also opened a couple of issues related to one is the diagram that is on the main README page. I usually have a dark background in my browser and the picture doesn't render very well with the dark background. So I opened an issue for that.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And Ed actually was connecting with me because it was having some issue with the instructions, and I found that in a couple of locations of the core chart MD file, the chart, the kubeflex chart, was misnamed as a kubeflex controller instead of kubeflex operator, so that created some issues. So I submitted a PR to fix that. I think that is also merged, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yes, I believe it is.
Okay, very good. Okay. Thank you, Franco. What else on, so summarization work? Anything new there, Mike?
Well, I think I accidentally covered it earlier. It's
Okay.
basically done. We're waiting on the other things to make a release.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I should add there is one part of the functionality that's not there yet, which is being able to take into account the status of the propagation between core and WEX. That's part of the older design that's not yet made it into the current code.
Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, IFOS, I've got 2 seats filled from folks in Valencia. I'll be meeting with the folks in Valencia, the directors of the department for computer science tomorrow. And I met with the director from Georgia Tech yesterday and one of the folks that completed our IFOS program over the summer. And I've been pressuring them all to offer up candidates for the fall semester. I think Georgia Tech will be more of an informal basis, but I think there's a possibility we can get 1 or 2 folks there. We have 2 from Valencia that's already filled, and I'd like to get 2 from RPI, Rensselaer. That's about it for that. I think, let's see what else we got. Anything new on blog posts? Nothing new. These are existing. Okay, KCD, Washington, I'm just getting my traveling logistics squared away. I should have that travel booked by the end of the week. That'll be coming in late September. And then for November, I think our KubeCon on Monday, so this coming Monday the 12th in the afternoon, probably around 5 o'clock or so Eastern time, we should know the status of our 12 CFP submissions. I'm excited to see that we have 1 or more accepted. So I'm anticipating. We'll take side bets on who gets accepted and who doesn't, if you'd like. But that'll about do it. I think, does anybody have any questions on IFOS or on the CFPs? Okay. All right, so I think that about does it for today's meeting, unless you have other things you'd like to agendize or talk about. I didn't see anything else here that's listed. I'll go around, wait a couple seconds here to see if anybody has anything else they'd like to add. Okay then. All right. I know summertime tends to be kind of on the slow side in terms of developments and things that are being worked on inside of open source projects. So I think this is to be expected that this is on the shorter end of things. I think things will start to pick up again in 2 weeks when we know a little bit more about our submissions and a lot of activity going on, I think, in other open source projects as well. And that'll be, you know, closer to September when folks are going back to school and things are getting back to their normal cadence. So anyway, until then, I guess we'll leave this one short and let everybody enjoy a little extra time. Thank you, everybody, for joining today, and I'll look forward to talking to you again in 2 weeks.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.